89.5 the way. We still got your boy Jus Time in the building, 12 to 6 movement.
Hello.
So we're still talking about the Rakim concert. So when you all walked back in, did someone tell you all, like, hey, Tell Poe just said this? Or was it just...
It was a little later on. We were walking through, and people were looking at me real crazy, like what's he gonna do? Like, I don't know. It was really strange, man. Have a lot of people look at you crazy, walk around, and I mean, I had a lot of people there that heard that saw that, and it was a crazy thing to be a part of, man.
So what were people expecting you all to do? Like, what are you supposed to do in a situation like that? I'm just asking because I don't know.
I don't know. I think some people would just like to have it just go away, swept under the rug. But I'm not necessarily one of them type of people to just let. I don't know.
So what is the relationship with Tell Poe now?
We'll see. We'll see what happens, man. Like, he reached out and apologized, which I do appreciate. It's hard for me to always, it was the political smart thing to do. I'm just not completely sure how much he means it. We'll see. We'll see what the future holds. Everything was cool for a long time. There was back in the day. There was always competition. Beef. I thought everything was cool. And then,
all right, cool. So I'm gonna refer to this Tumblr page now. He wrote a 16-paragraph essay about the weekend, and from what I read from the first paragraph, it was pretty much going to explain why he was sorry for his actions of the weekend. Have you read this?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, what is your take on this weekend? The blog by Tell Poe.
He explained his side. He said why, he was basically explaining a lot about why he was mad, not necessarily why he chose those words, which is really the heart of the issue, I believe. Like, we all know why you were mad. I was mad for the same reason. I just went through the same thing that you did. But for some reason, he lashed out on us instead of trying to win the crowd or whatever you can try to do when you got people against you like that.
Right.
It's like I said, there's not many people that have been in a situation like that.
Back to this Tumblr. So he wrote 16 paragraphs. Was all that needed to explain the situation?
That's on him, man. I mean,
because I read it and I'm like, I feel like it was longer than the show itself. I was like, dude, I had to bookmark it, come back to it.
It's a lot.
I mean, it was a lot.
He had a lot of explaining to do.
Is there anything more that Tell Poe can do to say that he's sorry?
I mean, he's done a lot. He called, text, email, or not email.
So how many
Facebook,
times did he text you?
He texted me like the next day, but I don't know. I think he was texting his manager named Justin and sent it to me instead, so it was kind of odd.
So tell me a little bit about this text message you got from Tell Poe.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, just the way it started and the way it was worded. When I first looked at it, I saw 12-6 and I saw apology and a few things. And then when I really looked at it, I realized that this text message was not supposed to be sent to me. This was supposed to be going to probably his manager, Justin. And it was, I told him right away. I was like, yo, man, you sent this to the wrong dude. Don't make your apology for a political reason, which is...
I don't mean to intrude. What was the message?
Basically, he's just saying that he wanted to apologize to us.
Did he give any...
Quotes, kiss ass, and
okay.
Just as a smart political move. And then I was like, whoa, why would he tell me that he's going to kiss our ass as a smart political move?
When you read that message, it was not like he was going to apologize because he really meant it. It was more or less just because it's a good look.
That's what it felt like, man. Which was, which would make it, even if he didn't mean it like that, it makes it that much harder to fully accept an apology once you get the inside track accidentally like that. I don't know what to say, man. It's tough. Hopefully we'll all get past it and St. Louis hip-hop can continue to grow.
Now, in Tell Poe's Tumblr, he said that the promoters treated him really awfully. How did they treat you all?
We know them in terms of the day of the show. I was trying to figure out how long the set list, what time we were going on. Like, I really didn't get much chance I didn't get any of that information, probably just like Tef, because they're taking care of Rakim. They're out with him. They're unless you've taken care of an out-of-town act who's a legend, who's in town, and you got to make sure that they're having fun in your city, and this, you don't necessarily handle all of the stage managing option, parts of the show either. And I think they just needed another person there to hustle people in and off the stage and out of their sets and slim down a little bit of the DJ sets in between to make sure everything ran on time. But it got a little late. What happened. I
mean, sometimes as a promoter, you just don't know what's going to happen next. And I don't know if Tell Poe paid to get on the show or if he was paid to get on the show, but at the same time, you're opening up for a legend. You got to take care of the legend.
Right.
I mean, even if you got paid to do the show, like, dude, you got paid, just reduce the set,
Right.
or you didn't have to pay to get on the show. So it's like, dude, if you didn't have to pay to get on the show, you were basically asked to open up for Rakim. If it's just one song, you get to be the last act before Rakim. That's a dope thing.
It was supposed to be the best shows of our life. I fully think that. If we would have each went on an hour and 15 minutes before when we did, we would have crushed it, both of us. And we wouldn't be sitting here talking right now. But things happened the way they did, and hopefully we can have some type of growth over that, because being called a cracker and a white boy as a grown dude is not really it. Like,
so did he actually say that, or do you know?
That's what I was told, man.
Wow, excited, because like the words I keep on seeing on Facebook and Twitter and everything else is them white boys. When I first heard about it, I'm like, okay, he said those white boys. And then they're like, nah, like, yeah, I'm not these white boys. I'm not these white boys. Don't boo me. Right. I'm not these white boys. I'm like, okay, you know what? I can kind of see that when I ask, okay, so were there other white acts? Like, no. I'm like, oh, so it's now it's just these white, right? You guys, don't boo me. I'm not them. I'm not. Us. Don't worry about everybody else that y'all booed and everything else. I'm not them. They were awful.
Right.
But we're gonna talk a little bit more about